Camee Adams, 3 years older, 1 inch taller, 2-inch reach advantage in both the arms and the legs over Jackie Cataline, the wrestler. How do you win a contract in the PFL Challenger Series? Well, first you got to win your fight. Those fight winners are then narrowed down to 2 finalists by the league. Celebrity panel casts a vote. The fans cast the vote and choose the contract winner. That winner appears in our PFL season here in 2022. And there's our referee, Larry Folsom, the lovely Lauren cage side. And here we are. Camee Adams in the gray, Jackie Cataline in the black, immediately reaches to clinch, an attempt to take down here. Underhooks and presses Adams against the cage. Kayla Harrison sitting cage side with us to call this fight. Cataline said, you need a new Kayla Harrison, and I'm it.
Yeah, I've been hearing this about this girl. I heard that she's a little green. Obviously, this is her pro debut, but she has excellent grappling skills. So I'm interested to watch this fight. Be careful what you wish for, though. Those are some big shoes you got to fill.
Cataline able to get Adams down to her back, stepping over into side control immediately. Jeremy Horn in the corner of Camee Adams, coaching her through this grappling exchange. Heavy pressure on top here, Kenny.
Yeah, did a good job of clearing that leg, clearing that frame, and getting into side control. Now starting to land some ground and pound here from this side control position.
Yep, she seems composed, you know, methodical. Definitely ready for her pro debut.
Kayla, one of the things that's been very impressive as you've made the transition from judo into mixed martial arts is this position exactly. When you get opponents down to the ground, your top pressure is heavy, but you generate a lot of power with the ground and pound. That is, I feel like, one of the signature things in your game.
Thank you.
What does Cataline need to do to replicate that?
Yeah, well, I think she needs to be able to create some space. You know, I don't typically from side control, I either want to get a crucifix position or I want to get in the guard or in mount so I can create some space and land some really big quality shots. You know, these little dink, 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 dink here and there, that's okay, but it's not going to get a fight stopped. It's not going to inflict any real damage.
Kayla, that's exactly what she's doing right now. She's getting that crucifix position. She has that arm pinned if she can trap with the head, and now it's full-on crucifix here.
Adams trying to show the flexibility and roll over, but Cataline flattens her out again. Kenny, how do you free your left bottom arm if you're Camee Adams here?
Yeah, actually that right arm needs to come up and over the top. See if she can work an underhook there. But right now she's eating some big shots.
Big shots.
She's getting trapped. This is a little bit better of a position for her. She needs to pull that right elbow in and then get back to her feet.
Now Cataline's got the back, arm under the neck, and squeezing.
She needs to fight that rear hand. She's going to go sleep.
Went all the way out. She went to sleep. Wow. Jackie Cataline chokes Camee Adams unconscious in the first round. 8 finishes in a row in PFL Challenger Series action.
They're not playing around.
Yeah, I mean, she was very methodical, a very clean performance there. Once she got to that clinch, it was pretty much all Cataline there.
6 straight in the first round.
Adams is awake. Speaking, good news. Cataline, not only a pro debut, but an MMA debut for Jackie Cataline.
Amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's been a wrestler. She was chasing the Olympic dream of wrestling.
I dig it. I did that too. I had no amateur fights.
Same.
Same?
Yeah.
Same.
Same.
Kenny didn't have any amateur fights either, even though he looked like he did. All the way to the end. Jackie Cataline is victorious. We'll speak with her next.
Well, for Jackie Cataline, it was all about getting to that clinch, obviously with her massive wrestling experience and high level of skill there. She was very dominant with that takedown right into side control eventually, but it was this crucifix position that really started it for her. The arms are trapped. Camee Adams is defenseless here. Very, very difficult position to get out of. Jackie Cataline set it up beautifully. And Camee was forced to give her back. She had to turn, otherwise she would have continued to take damage. But that only allowed Jackie Cataline to get to that back position, got both hooks, show that she is more than just a wrestler, getting that rear naked choke submission. Beautiful stuff, a very clean performance from Jackie Cataline in her MMA debut, not her pro debut, but her MMA debut. That is extremely impressive. There's another shot of that rear naked choke, getting underneath the chin of Camee Adams. Locking it up, cutting off the blood to the brain there, and that is a finish in her first MMA fight. Ian Parker stays undefeated tonight. He's on fire. Jackie Cataline is on fire. And Sean O'Connell is on fire and in the cage. Sean.
Thank you, Kenny. Inside the cage with our winner. 241 in the very first round. Technical submission by rear naked choke. Jackie Cataline. All right, Jackie Cataline.
All right, one of these.
Yes, one of these. If you keep fighting like that, you're gonna have to get used to these.
Yes.
The
well, you know,
winners
I'm used to them
interview.
from wrestling, but this is a little different.
So let's talk about it, right? You told us that you wanted to finish this fight with a knockout, and it wasn't a knockout punch, but Camee Adams ended up unconscious in this one because of the rear naked choke. You went back to the wrestling. How did it feel to use that wrestling and get this dominant finish?
Obviously, no matter what, I'm always going to fall back to wrestling. No matter what I say in an interview or to hype up the audience, you know, I'm always going to fall back to wrestling, and, you know, I got the finish for it tonight.
So, obviously, wrestling's important, but we're going to watch this whole fight. We got a monitor here. We're going to watch this whole fight, and I want you to walk me through, right, the striking exchanges, how you're feeling at the beginning here.
I kind of was just seeing how she would react because I watched a couple of her fights, and she kind of backed up a little. And she kind of just did a couple haymakers, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to go inside, go inside and wrestle her. So, you know, the knockout didn't happen, but obviously my wrestling worked for me.
Well, you got the double underhooks here, and you're eventually able to get her down to the mat, obviously. And this is your, not just a pro debut, this is your MMA debut. This is the first time you've been actively fighting in competition. You moved to side control and then eventually to the crucifix position. That's a seasoned move here.
I like that position. I don't like to be in the guard as much. For me, like wrestling, I want to pin them, so I'm always on the side holding their head and their arm. And so I've been working a lot on side control and getting that arm pinned so that she doesn't have anything to block. So
we saw you, the short punches, right? Not generating a lot of power here, but a couple of these you were able to uncork and really generate some power from the top.
Yeah, I was trying to get a better leg position because I didn't feel very comfortable there, so I was just kind of throwing punches to see if she'd open up her arms. But once I got the arm pinned, then I felt a little better, so I was able to come up off of her a little, take the pressure off.
Were you concerned at all that she was going to be able to force a stand-up or a stalemate here?
No, not at all.
All right, and here we go. At this point, she knows that she's got to make something happen. She's got to get that arm off your head. She's got to expose her back. And did you see that coming?
Yeah, I was kind of just, as much as it is, you know, you want to finish it, you want to get it done as fast as you can. Sometimes being patient is a little bit better. So I was just kind of waiting for her to open up her arms, and she did. And I was able to land some good punches, and once she started going to her knees, I just jumped on the back.
Jackie, I don't want to belabor the point, but people making their MMA debut are never patient mixed martial artists, and you're talking about preaching patience here.
A lot. So my coaches talked to me about that, you know. Take your time, don't burn yourself out, because as a wrestler, you wrestle 3-minute rounds, and it's all out. So we definitely worked to that a lot. Be very patient, take your time, make sure you're breathing. So I was thinking that when I was going out there.
Well, you get the arm under the neck, and eventually she goes out. Last question. What feels better, that win or pinning somebody in wrestling?
Oh, pinning somebody in wrestling. I've been wrestling 21 years. That's always going to be the better thing for me. But this, this is a new journey for me. So for a first fight ever, first MMA fight ever, I'll take it.
All right, let's see what the celebrities thought of that performance. Another finish, Julie Stewart-Binks.
Yeah, Sean, just some great insight from Jackie there on her thrilling finish. And Tyron Woodley, got to ask you, how was that for a pro MMA debut?
I thought it was great. I knew it was going to be a little bit of cap when she said that she was not going to utilize her wrestling. If you're that high-level wrestler, you have to utilize it when you see the moments. She saw the strikes come in, a couple gusts of winds past her face. She said, forget this. I'm going back to what I know. Put her on the ground. Let's utilize the striking from the side position.
Jarvis Landry, this was a quick fight in the first round. What really stood out to you about Jackie's performance tonight?
The thing that stood out to me the most was that she was very dominant. She was very clean. She controlled the entire fight. She spoke pre-fight about being a phenomenal wrestler, and she really showed that. She had a plan for when she got on the ground, and it showed. She controlled the whole fight, even the submission. Getting into that position there at the end, it was really amazing to see. Great job.
Vitor Belfort, we've seen a lot of people step into the cage for the first time. How would you rank Jackie's performance?
Jackie, it was fantastic. I like the way you're dominating, how you're calm, how you was patient. I know you're a fantastic wrestler. When you told you you're going to knock her out, I knew you're always going to go back to your fundamental. You optimize your momentum and you're dominating, and that's what's impressive to me. Your first fight, it's impressive. Great job.
Well, some great words from our celebrity panel. It's going to be really tough to see who walks home with this PFL contract. Sean, back to you.
Victorious in her very first mixed martial arts fight, Jackie Cataline.
Thanks, guys.